Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR Halacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you. It's for Sunday, the 11th of September, 8th day of Elul. Here we go. Again, one more law. If you're called upon to blow shofar for somebody else on the day of Rosh Hashanah, let's say someone who's stuck in a hospital and you're doing the mitzvah of blowing the shofar for them. So a couple of laws that you'll need to know. Number one, the best time frame to get it in between is sunrise until sundown. In other words, during the daytime. But it's best if it's after sunrise and if it's before the sun went down on each day of Rosh Hashanah. If for whatever reason, because of the way it's set up with the patient or your schedule, that you're going to have to do it a little before sunrise, it's going to be halachically after the time of dawn. Dawn is 72 minutes before sunrise. Then you could do it then if you had to. In other words, just after dawn, just after 72 minutes before sunrise, you could do that if you needed to. Same thing with after sunset. After sunset until it's actually nightfall, there's a time frame there that's an in-between, and according to some that lasts for 42 minutes. So for those 42 minutes after the sun goes down, you could also blow the shofar if you had to. Same thing, but it's best not to make a bracha at that time because it's questionable whether or not you're really getting in the mitzvah then. During the day of Rosh Hashanah, the shofar itself is huktzat l'mitzvah, so set aside only for its mitzvah. And what that means is, practically for you, is that you should not be using the shofar for anything else other than its mitzvah. So if you were to, I don't think you would want to do this, but if you were going to like funnel in some oil into your salad by pouring it through the shofar, that's not using it for its mitzvah. If you were to use it as a paperweight because stuff's blowing away and you just put the shofar on things, well, that's not using it for its mitzvah. You use the shofar on Rosh Hashanah just for its mitzvah and not for a bunch of other stuff. You may be familiar with a rule called mitzvah saseh shehazman grama. That's a positive command tied to time. Ladies are actually exempt usually from mitzvahs that are positive commands tied to time, and that's shofar. Shofar is a positive command, not a negative, like don't eat pork. It's a positive command and it's tied to the day of Rosh Hashanah. So officially speaking, ladies are exempt from the mitzvah of shofar. But most ladies want to accomplish the mitzvah, and if they do hear the mitzvah, they do accomplish the mitzvah. They just don't have to do it. So if a man wants to blow shofar for a lady, that's wonderful. That's a very commendable thing to do. And if he's going to, they just have to get the bracha idea straight. One way to do it is the lady makes the bracha for herself. Or the man can do this. He can say when he hears it in shul or don't hear it in just make it that when the man is fulfilling the mitzvah for himself, that's when he's blowing it for the lady also. So that at that time he can make the bracha because he's fulfilling the mitzvah of shofar right now. And the lady can say amen to that same way everybody else does in shul when they hear the man make the bracha. So that's one of the ways that you could arrange it also. The lady could make the bracha for herself. Even though she doesn't officially have to do the mitzvah, she's still allowed. She does accomplish the mitzvah if she does it. So therefore the bracha, most rabbis say, is appropriate for a lady to make. Or the man who blows the shofar, if he hasn't fulfilled the mitzvah yet, can make the bracha for himself while he's fulfilling it, and that bracha will count for the lady who's listening. Okay, so that will cover all of our shofar laws for today. That's the end of my list. And thanks for logging on, and log on again tomorrow for more. Bye-bye.